to make. Okay, so we'll go ahead and continue with that rocking side to side on your back here. And then go ahead and hold on to the knees and circle them around in one direction. Massage all the way around your back. Make the circle as small or as big as you like, helping to mobilize and lubricate those joints along the spine, circling the other direction. Also the hips here a little bit. All right. And then from here, let's go ahead and just hug that right knee into chest and stretch the left leg out long. Circle the toes and ankles around. And circle the other direction. Really articulate through the arches and the toes, and then we'll bring the knee out towards your right armpit to open up through the hips. And hug your midline at the same time so that we're not just splaying out and falling over to the right, but we're really using our core muscles, engaging our hips and glutes here as well, hugging into the center, keeping the hips square. And then go ahead and guide that knee gently over towards your left. You can kind of stretch it out a little bit here through the hip and the glutes. You could just put your foot on the mat or on the ground here. And open up your right arm, turn your gaze over your right shoulder. If you're really feeling good here and you want to go a little deeper, you could bring that knee to the ground. If you want to back off and have a little more support, you could bring both knees together. Even put a block or a blanket between the knees for extra support. Just listen to your body. Make sure your right hip is stacked above the left. So get all the way over. So the deepest part of the twist starts from deep down and low down in your belly and the bottom part of your spine. And then go ahead and bring your right knee back in. Maybe even place the right foot over top of the left thigh here. Let's flex that ankle a lot and gently interlace underneath the thigh or over top of the knee. A little rock from side to side. We'll just massage and stretch the glutes out a little bit here, a little more. All right, and then from here, we'll go ahead and place the right foot on the mat, left foot over top of the right. We're going to take that figure four, flexing that left ankle a lot. We're going to press down into your right foot and just lift the hips here. Only as high as feels good, just getting some work here through that right leg and the glutes on the right side. A couple more breaths here. And then slowly bring the hips back down. Let's bring the left foot down onto your mat. Press into both feet, rooting down, raise the hips, maybe reach the arms up and overhead behind you, stretching. And then as we exhale, slowly bring the arms and the hips back down by your sides. Again, deep, slow inhale, root down into both feet. Lift the hips up. Feel the glutes and the hamstrings, the inner thighs engage. Exhaling, slowly bring the arms and hips down. Let's try that one more time. Root down through both feet. Raise the hips up. Reach the arms back. Exhale. Slowly back down. Good. So we're going to bring your right knee back in and extend or stretch that leg up towards the ceiling. So interlacing the fingers underneath the right thigh. We can bend that right knee as much as you need to. Make sure that you're not compensating with our low backs here. So think of sending your thighs down away from your shoulders. Even if you have to bend that right knee a little bit. Deep, slow breaths, but get those hips down away from the shoulders and feel that natural curve of your lower back off the mat. A couple deep breaths here. Now, if you want a little bit more, we can extend and stretch the left leg down into the mat here as well. Hugging into your midline. Couple more breaths. And then if we want a little bit more, so you can lift up towards, maybe walk yourself up towards that leg. You can reach forward and let go, or you can hold underneath the thigh. You can also lift the left leg off the ground. Spread through your toes now, so point the ankles, spread your toes out. And start to exhale out through your mouth. Thinking that SH sound. Really work from the center of your body instead of your neck and shoulders. Lifting from your core. One more breath. Lift the heart from your core. And slowly back down. Good. Go ahead and hug that right leg back in. And release the leg down. Come into a Shavasana for a moment. And just notice what you notice. Maybe noticing any changes or differences between the right and left side of your body. Now let's go ahead and move on to the other side here. So we're going to bring the left knee back into your chest now and extend the right leg long. Circle the toes and ankles around. And circle the other way. And let's go ahead from here, bring your knee to your left armpit wall. So as you're opening up through the hips, we're hugging from the back side, the hips in towards the center, hugging the midline. And notice if your body starts to lean to the left, really try to keep strong and hold center here. Hips are square. And then we'll guide that left knee again over towards your right. So again, you might just let your foot rest on the mat or on the ground, stacking your left hip on top. If you want to go deeper, you can bring that knee towards the ground. Just make sure the hips stay stacked. You can also, to go lighter, go ahead and bend into your bottom knee or even bring the knees together. And then open up your left arm, turning your gaze in the opposite direction over to your left. So the knee is going to the right, head turns to the left. Release the neck and shoulders here, a couple deep breaths. Nice and long and smooth. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and from there, bring that left knee back towards center. We're going to place the left foot over top of the right thigh now. Flex that left ankle a lot. Interlace underneath the thigh, or again, if you want to, over top of the knee. So we're threading the needle here and just gently keep that ankle flexed as we rock. Slowly side to side. Just loosening up those glutes and outer hip. Deep, slow breaths. And then when we come through center, we're going to go ahead and switch the legs, left foot on the ground, right foot on top. Flex that right ankle a lot, press into the left foot and lift the hips. Try to keep those hips nice and square again so that we're not dropping or lifting the right side too high. Want to be right in center here. Root down through all parts of the foot. Make sure your toes are pointing straight forward. One more breath. Exhale. Slowly come down. Now we're going to place both feet on the ground again. Press down into the feet. Inhale, raise the hips, raise the arms up and back. Exhale, slowly down. It's that dynamic bridge pose. Inhale, root down through all parts of the feet. Keep the belly drawn towards your spine. Exhale. And as you come down, remember there's a little space between your lower back and the mat. Inhale, root down through both feet. And exhale, slowly down. Good. From here, we're going to bring that left leg back up towards the sky. We're on the other side now. So interlacing underneath the left thigh. And again, we're starting to press the thighs and hips down away from the shoulders. So you feel that natural curve of the low back and that little bit of space between your lower back and the ground. Couple deep breaths here. And remember, bend that left knee as much as you need to. You want to just feel something. Doesn't have to be a whole lot, but enough. Deep breaths. And then if you want to add a little bit more, we can stretch the right leg down into the ground and spread through your toes. So now point the ankles, spread your toes out. A couple more breaths here. Remember, you can always back off as well if it becomes a little too much. And then from here, we can root down into our core. So really feel the lower ribs and the belly press down into the mat as you lift your heart and chest up. You can walk your hands up or you can let go. You can also lift the right leg off the ground and really use your breath here for your core. Exhaling through the mouth, making that SH sound. And as you lift higher, make sure that you're lifting from your core. One more deep breath, a little higher. And slowly release back in. Bring that left knee back in towards your chest. And then stretch it back out. Take a Shavasana for a moment. Notice any changes. Observe what you feel. Let go. Very nice. From there, we're going to go ahead and take one more little exercise for your core. So we're going to bring your knees back into your chest. Lift the heart and chest up. Curl into a tiny little ball here. Maybe even rounding your spine, rounding your shoulders. Do whatever feels good for you. Now keep it in nice and tight, really hugging your midline. As you extend the left leg, hold the right shin. Think of lengthening. So we're spreading the toes, lengthening from underneath the legs. So behind the legs, really long. Inhale. Exhale. Stretch that right leg long. So every time you reach, that leg gets longer and longer. And even more gracefully, you reach out. Because your core is really solid and strong. Keep going with your breath. Last one from here, hug it in. Now feel free to keep your head and neck on the mat so you can extend both arms and legs out. So double leg stretches, reaches. Exhale, raise the chest. Inhale, reach. If you want to add a little more, lift the hips, lift the bum up off the ground a little bit. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. If you still want a little more, inhale, lift your chest, reach out. Exhale, lift the hips. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Last two. Exhale. Last one. Exhale. And release the head and neck. All the way side to side, slowly. Slow, deep breaths. Good. Go ahead and place your fingers at the back of your neck here too. You can put your feet down. Just massage the back of the neck, releasing any residual tension that might be held there. And then go ahead and slide your hands underneath your low back as you wiggle your sits bones apart, pulling the flesh out from underneath you. And go ahead and windshield wipe your knees over to one side. Stretch it out, stretch out the hip flexors and the tops of the thighs. Quadriceps, even psoas a little bit here, deep muscle that attaches your spine, your core, all the way into your thigh or onto your thigh bone. Inhale back to center and then exhale, releasing. Again, all of those muscles, even the side waist and the lower back a little bit here too. One more breath here. And releasing, exhaling everything out. And slowly coming back to center. We'll go ahead from here. Let's rock and roll ourselves up or push yourself up onto your side. And we're going to swing the legs around, come onto our bellies, stretch out our tummies a little bit, our abdominals. So come onto your forearms and right onto your belly. Point the toes and legs long, elbows under the shoulders, lengthen the spine and the legs as you inhale, lift up through the heart center. And as we exhale, let's curl your navel towards the spine, but keep your hips on the mat. And tuck the chin all the way in towards the throat, stretching the back of the neck. Inhale, lengthen, lift through the heart center. Stretch your tummy. Exhale and curl without lifting your hips, tailbone down to the mat. One more time, inhale, lengthen. This time as we exhale, we're going to look over the shoulder, keeping the belly lifted. Inhale back through center, lift up through the heart. Looking up between the brows. Exhale all the way over to the other side. And inhaling back through center, lengthen the legs long. And exhale from here. We're going to press up. So regather your elbows underneath your shoulders. Spread the fingers wide. Curls, toes curl under and lift the belly. Lift the inner thighs. Tailbone down towards your heels. Come into a forearm plank. Couple of deep, slow breaths here. Whenever you're ready, bring your left fingertips over to the right wrist and spin your heels to the left. You can stack your feet here too. Flex the feet towards your head and bring your right hand to your hip. Lift your left hip even higher. Breathe. Lift up through your right side. Take another breath here. As we exhale, we can sweep it overhead. Inhaling, lengthening. Exhale, slowly come back to center. So get your feet back onto the mat. Tailbone down, forearm plank. Deep, slow breaths. When you're ready, right fingertips over to your left wrist. Keep your right elbow under the shoulder. Spin your heels to the right. Stack your feet here. Lift your toes up towards your head. Flex the feet and ankles. Left hand to hip. Lift your right hip a little higher. Left arm maybe reaches towards the sky. Another deep breath. Keep breathing deeply. Ujjai Pranayama. You can sweep that left arm overhead, down and over as you inhale. Stretch through your pinky finger to pinky toe. And then exhale. We're going to bring your feet back on the mat. Back to your forearm plank. One more breath. Oh, and exhale. Slowly lower. Go ahead and hold on to your opposite shoulders here. Sorry, opposite elbows. And then relax. Sink into your shoulders. Sink your belly into the earth. Take a few deep, slow breaths here. A nice, relaxed extension for your spine. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to again point the toes and the legs long. Come onto your fingertips here, elbows pointing up towards the sky. So you're like in a cobra almost. On your fingertips, inhale, lengthen. As we exhale, we're going to look over the shoulder and bring the opposite shoulder forward slightly, only as far as feels good. And then inhale back up onto your fingertips. Exhale, bring the other shoulder forward, look to the other side. And inhale back to center. And exhale, we're just going to lower the heart, elbows up, arms in underneath, squeeze the triceps in, press up as you inhale. Exhale, let's bring your big toes to touch, knees out to the side into child's pose. Melt into the earth. So bring your forehead onto the mat, onto the ground, or onto your hands. Take some deep, slow breaths into your back body. Really filling up and emptying completely and slowly. All right, so for this next portion, we'll slowly come up. We're gonna work on our side obliques, core, and the inner and outer thighs a little bit. So we're gonna do some sideline work, so feel free to kind of move your mat to the side a little bit, or maybe on diagonal so you can see the screen if you're not sure what we're working on. And we're going to bring let's go ahead and come onto your left side first. Left elbow and forearm underneath you, underneath that shoulder. And the left knee, actually we're going to bring both knees together, feet together. And then right hand to your hips. So we're going to lift up those hips. You might have to bring the knees back slightly. They're not quite in line with your hips, but your feet are back, knees are slightly forward. We're going to lift up here off of those hips. And then we're going to squeeze. We're going to lift that right leg foot to foot, squeeze the outer thigh and the glute here. We're coming into a clam shell in your side plank. Squeeze at the top and slowly lower. Squeeze, and we're going to stay up in this side plank. Squeeze and lower. And squeeze at the top, lower. So you should start to feel that top thigh and glute here in a little bit. Lower. And really squeeze at the top. Draw your belly button toward your spine. Make sure you're holding your core strong, supporting your low back. Lift the belly button in and up. Squeeze. Lower. Squeeze. And lower. Squeeze. And lower. Last time we squeeze and lift. And lower. Good. From here, let's lower the hips. We're going to just swing the legs around, come right onto the other side. Same thing here. So again, knees are just slightly forward of the hips, feet are slightly behind the hips. Right elbow underneath. We're going to lift up into that side plank. So get that side oblique really strong, belly in. Squeeze and lower. Squeeze and lower. One more breath. Lift up that bottom hip. Lift up out of your shoulder. And really squeeze that glute on top. Lift those hips. Squeeze. Lower. Hug your midline like you've got a corset on. It's wrapping all the way around your core. All the way around your torso. Nice and tight. Lower. Squeeze. Lower a few more. Squeeze. And lower. Last one. Deep breath. Squeeze. And lower. Hover down. Good. Go ahead and come back. Swing around onto your hands and knees. We're still going to do some sidelines. So stay where you are with your mat. We'll just come onto your fists here. Knees hip distance apart. We're going to start with the with your right leg first. Inhale straight to the side, squeeze and hover. Squeeze and hover. Squeeze and hover. Squeeze and hover. And make sure your standing legs really strong, that we're not leaning to the left, but we're lifting taller up out of this left hip. And squeeze and hover. Let's go ahead and switch knees hip distance apart. And again, as we shift, we're not going to shift all the way over. We're going to get taller out of the right leg. And hover. Left knee, squeeze out to the side and hover. Knee straight out. Hover. Straight out. Hover, keep going, breathe through it. Hover, squeeze, and hover. Few more. Hover, and last one, squeeze, hold it up, and hover. Beautiful. We're gonna come back onto your left side. All right, from here, bend into your left knee. The right leg's gonna be on top. Now make sure that we're not turning out the leg, so the knee's not gonna ever point up. The knee's gonna point straight forward. Straight forward. So it's almost like you're turning in your leg a little bit. And we're gonna lift and lower. Slowly lift. So the leg is straight. Spread to your toes. And your knee and toes are pointing straight in front of you. And we gotta really lift your core and lift your belly here. Underneath you. Squeeze and lower. And lift. Lower. Make sure that we're not trying to just kick that leg up there or throw it up there. with momentum, but that we're actually working against gravity, slowly lifting and slowly lowering. Breathe. So we actually have to use some of these more intricate, deeper muscles in our core and in our glutes and outer thighs here, the abductors, the abductors. Squeeze. And we're not gonna whack our bodies out of placement, trying to use momentum to get that leg up, but instead using those muscles. Okay, woo. Swing it out. When you're ready, swing the legs around. Right leg underneath you now, right forearm underneath the right elbow, underneath your shoulder. Left leg is long. Again, slowly up and down. So spread through the toes, lengthen through the back of the leg. So you can even feel behind the knee is long and pulled up through the front. So you're not locking the knee back, but you feel that your quadriceps are also engaged, pulling the leg up. And again, we're lifting up out of the right shoulder, lifting up out of the right side. We're not dumping into that side. Navel drawn to the spine. And we're moving slowly up and down. Deep, slow breaths. And a lot of this sideline work will also help us in our Ardha Chandrasana or half moon, which we will practice a little bit today. Deep, slow breaths. Again, still moving slowly, a nice even pace, breathing deeply. It's all about the breath. A few more. And last two. And then last one, slow and release. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and swing it around. Whew. From here, coming onto your hands and knees. So we're done with the sideline work. So you're welcome to rearrange your mat however you want to. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Press into the fingertips. We're just going to move the hips a little here from side to side. Stretching the glutes. And then feel free here, send your hips all the way back and around. Maybe do a few circles around in one direction. It's also really important to keep the hips nice and loose, but also strong, to keep our knees also supported and strong. And circling around the other direction. Just want to make sure anything, the joints above and below the knees. So the ankle joint, around the ankle joint and around the hips. I want to make sure are strong and also flexible to help support the tracking, the proper tracking of your knees. All right, so from here, knees are hip distance apart. Let's go ahead and curl the toes under. Slowly from here, take a deep inhale first. Let's come into cow, press into the fingertips. Lift up through the heart. Exhale to downward facing dog slowly. Stretch up and back. Feel free to separate your hands and feet as wide apart as your mat. And just walk it out here a little bit. Stretch it out. Long, smooth breaths. And then let's go ahead and bring the hands and feet to meet each other, wide apart at the middle of your mat. And just sort of hang here. You can hold on to opposite elbows and sway gently from side to side. So shifting your weight really is what we want to do. Shift your weight from one leg to the other. And you can, of course, bend your knees as much as you need to. Hanging your head, your shoulders, your upper body heavy. Slow, deep breaths. All right, and then from here, bend into your knees, rolling up through your spine slowly. So chin in, roll, 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 ragdolling up. Use your breath, inhale, up the shoulders up by your ears. Exhale, back and down a few times. Maybe a nice big sigh out through your mouth. When you're ready, all right. So let's bring your feet a little wider than hip distance apart, and we're gonna set the hips way back and down. So knees are always behind your toes, way back. And as you bring your butt way back and down, you'll feel a lift in your core, in your gut. And that's where we really want to hold strong and even more squeeze and lift through the heart center, hands to the heart. Keeping the sides of your body long, belly lifted. We're going to come through squat and then lift directly side, just like we were before, with the knees and toes pointing straight forward. And lift, back down, lift, and through. So every single time, get your knees back and your butt back and down. Knees back, butt back, knees back, butt back. Good. Two more. All right, we're going to take something out of this a little bit. So we're going to just bring the arms into like a relaxed circle and then into a little jumping jack. And so feet don't come all the way together. They're about hip distance apart. But we're going to do a really slow jack. So you don't even have to jump if you don't want to. Or you could just step out like we were doing. Yeah, step out. But I want you to get the knees back and butt back every single time. All the way back. Lift your belly up. It's really slow. A few more. Last one. Ooh, from there, inhale, stretch it up. Reach up towards the sky and exhale. Ooh. Arms down by your sides. Good. Shake it out. Shake out the arms and legs. Feel free here, when you're ready, swing side to side, gently twist. Whew. All right, coming back to the top of your mat. Feet hip distance apart. Inhale, root down to rise up, reach up. Palms to prayer. Exhale, let's come right down the center. Bend the knees as much as you need. Bow forward, fold. Inhaling, lengthening up onto your fingertips or flat back. Exhale, deepen your fold. Let's stretch your left leg back into a nice deep lunge. Big step back, lower the left knee down and curl the toes. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, low lunge, lift the heart. And exhale, hands down. Spread the fingers wide, curl the toes under into plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, lower the knees. Send the inner thighs up and back as you inhale to cow. As we exhale, squeeze the triceps in, lower halfway down, suck the belly and hold. Inhale, press it up. Exhale, squeeze halfway. Inhale, press it up. Exhale, squeeze, hold it here for 3, 2, and then 1. Come down all the way onto your belly. Roll the shoulders back, point the toes. Inhale, squeeze the triceps in as you curl up, lift your heart, full breath. Exhale, lower the heart, then your head. Again, inhale, squeeze and curl up. Legs are long and strong. Exhale. Last time. Inhale as you squeeze, tailbone down, lift your belly button towards your spine. Look up. Exhale. From here, we're going to curl the toes under, reverse push-up. Inhale, either onto the knees or into a full plank. Exhale, bend the knees and hover in bear pose. And then inhale, stretch to downward dog. Deep cleansing breaths here. Again, spread through those fingers and toes. Lengthen through the sides of your body. Long, smooth breaths. So we're going to slowly bring that left leg back up towards the ceiling. Inhale up on your tippy toes, though. Outer thigh rolling down. Exhale, thigh to chest, lift that heel high. And then step that left foot forward between the hands. Lower the right knee, uncurl the back toes. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Press into the front foot. Exhale, lower the hands. Step that right foot forward between your hands. Interlace fingers behind you, stretch your shoulders, Yoga Mudra. Bend your knees, sit back into your chair as you stretch the shoulders. Deep cleansing breaths. Inhale, stretch your legs slowly. Exhale, release the hands down. Inhale, halfway rise flat, back scoop the belly, thigh bones back, heart reaches forward. Exhale, deepen your fold. Reverse swan dive when you're ready. Inhale, root down to rise up, reach up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, arms down by your side, Tadasana. Inhale, root down, reach up to the sky. Exhale, come right down the center again to the third eye in the heart center. Bow to the earth. Inhale, halfway rise flat, back, lengthen the spine. Exhale and deepen your fold. Let's bring that right leg back into deep lunge. Lower that right knee down and curl the toes. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands down. Lift the back knee. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, lower the knees, send the inner thighs up and back as you inhale, suck the belly in. Exhale, halfway down, squeeze elbows above the wrists. Inhale, press up. Exhale, suck the belly in, elbows above wrists, shoulders go no lower than your elbows. Inhale, press up one more time. Exhale, just halfway down, shoulders in line with elbows for 3, 2, 1. Slowly come all the way down, bring your belly to the floor. Roll the shoulders back, point the toes, inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Tuck the chin, inhale, cobra. Curling cobra, exhale. Lower the heart, then the head. One more time, inhale, tuck the chin, curling up. Exhale, reverse your push up, press it up. Inhale, push. Exhale, cover the knees. Stretch and then downward facing dog. Stretch it out. Deep cleansing breaths here. Plug into your fingertips and your toes. Plug into all parts of your feet. All parts of your hands into the earth. When you're ready, right leg towards the sky, 3-leg dog. Inhale up on your tippy toes, outer thigh rolling down. Exhale, thigh to chest. Lift up, step that foot forward. Lower the left knee down, uncurl the toes. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Exhale, hands to the floor. Push off the back foot, step forward. Interlace the opposite forefinger and thumb on top. Bend your knees, stretch your shoulders. In Yoga Mudra. One more deep breath here. Stretch the legs if you like. Exhale, hands down, release. Inhale, lengthen your spine, flat back. Exhale, deepen your fold. Reverse swan dive. Inhale, root down through your feet. Reach up. Palms come together. Exhale, arms down. Tadasana, nice and pose. Inhale, root to rise, reach up. And exhale again to the third eye in the heart center. Bow to the earth, fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, fold. Let's step that left leg back into deep lunge. Left hand underneath you, right thumb into the hip crease. Pull the right butt cheek in and back. Lift up through your right side. Lift up through your chest. Lift up through your left side as well. Feel your left thigh bone lift. Feel your core lift. Another deep breath here, reach. Exhale, reach that right arm all the way back and down. Inhale, up. Exhale, follow it back and down. Follow it with your eyes. A few more. Last one. Inhale, reach. And exhale, release. We're going to spin your left heel down, toes out as you inhale to warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. I'm going to just flip myself around so you can see this better. Heel to heel alignment. Want to feel the inner thighs stretching long, press into the outer edge of your back foot. So we're lifting the inner arches of the feet. Lengthen the spine. Deep cleansing breaths. Let's from here reach the palms up toward the sky as you inhale. Exhale, hands behind the head, interlacing the fingers. Spread your chest and your shoulders wide, elbows back, and head in and back a little bit. So inhale, lengthen the sides of your body here. Exhale, feel your side obliques as you come into a side crunch. Elbow towards your knee, but not quite all the way down. Inhale up, exhale. So don't let anything collapse here. Inhale up. Exhale, you're going to feel this in your legs, in your core. Inhale up. Exhale. Knees are your knee is tracking towards the pinky toe edge. Couple more. Open your chest each time. Open your shoulders. Last one. Root down to rise up. Good. Reach up. Stretch that right arm up, left arm back. Good deep inhale here. Stretch. Exhale, right hand behind you. Left arm's going to wrap around, maybe grab your front thigh. Or so you can reach your fingertips together and bind. Tucking the chin. Feel that right inner thigh. Take one more deep breath here. As we exhale, release the arms. Swing that left arm overhead. So we can swing it down and over or just all the way over. Inhale, sink the hips, lift the heart. Exhale, sweep it in towards your center. Toes and heels out. Inhale, lengthen your sides. Exhale, turn your left toes out, lunge halfway down. So now we're stretching this right inner thigh. Toes up towards the sky. Left arm behind. Left arm pushes the thigh back. Right arm up as you inhale, open. Exhale, we can wrap that right arm behind you. If you want to take a bind, you can wrap your left arm all the way around. The wrapper is the grabber. So your left hand grabs your right fingertips or wrists. One more breath here. Open. Open the heart and the chest. Exhale, release. Press down into your feet, toes in, heels out again. Inhale, lengthen long. And make sure they're right across from each other. Exhale, we can open arms out wide, stretch your shoulders, stretch your chest, bow your head. Take a few deep, slow breaths here. Long and smooth. From here, hands to the hips, pressing down through the feet. Inhale to rise up when you're ready. Lift up through the heart center. Good, as we exhale, actually we're gonna just turn your right toes forward and come back to warrior two. So wiggle your foot forward if you need to, back to your warrior two. Stretch that right side, right arm up, stretch both legs as you inhale, stretch up. And exhale, we're gonna reach long through the right side of your body, hug your hips in, and come into your Trikonasana triangle. No weight on your bottom hand. Lift up through the quadriceps, lift up through the knees, the kneecaps. Another deep breath here. Stretch and lean back. Open your heart space. As we exhale, we can bend the front knee, walk or float forward, hop, 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 or float all the way up into your Ardha Chandrasana half moon. You can also bend your knees here. You can bend your standing leg. You can bend your back leg. Whatever it is that you need to bend. Stretch the legs only as far as feels good. Spread your toes, spread your fingers. Sparkle, open through your heart and chest. One more breath. As we exhale, bend both knees here. Bend both knees now. See if you can grab your left foot. Tailbone down and stretch your quadricep. So tailbone down as you stretch the top of your thigh. Keep your right knee bent. And then if and when you feel ready, start to stretch both legs and kick that left foot into your left hand. Kick, 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 kick. Into your Dhanurasana bow variation. One more breath here. And exhale, let's go ahead and step it back into your nice deep lunge. Nice deep lunge, good. Spread the fingers wide. We're gonna step that right leg up and back to three-leg dog. Open the hip and just gentle shake it out, bend and kick. Gentle, gentle. And then let's bring that right knee forward, foot to the left side. Flex that ankle a lot. And then keep your back toes curled under. Just square off the hips so that left hip and thigh come forward. Right hip and thigh move back. Lengthen the spine as you inhale here, lengthen tall. Exhale, we can bow forward fold. You're welcome to stay here in your pigeon pose, keeping your hips right in the center. where you feel the deepest stretch with the hips square. You can fold here, melt into your mat. You can bring your forehead onto an object or a prop, blocks your fists, your hands. If it's too much on your knees here, if you feel any tension, please lay off of your knee, lay on your back, and put your right leg on top of the left thigh instead. So we flex that right ankle, and you can take your figure 4 stretch here, interlacing underneath or over top. So wherever you are, taking deep breaths there. And as you breathe deeply, softening with each exhale, allowing yourself to give back completely, and then allowing yourself to receive fully on the inhales, sending that life force and energy wherever it's needed. And narrow the base of the throat, as if you're trying to breathe through your throat. Going into a nice audible Ujjai Pranayama. Again, this breath that pulls you out of the drama in your mind, pulling you into your heart and soul, into this breath or spirit that guides you. It's like this channel that we can tap into at any time, or this portal. It can pull us out of the drama and the stories in our heads and bring us back to truth, to our true being and our true nature. It's always available to us. This portal, this breath. Whenever you're ready, take your next inhale slowly to rise up. And as we exhale, let's go ahead and actually we're going to step that right leg back to downward dog and just stretch it out here. Walk it out. Feel the difference between the right and left side, and rooting through your hands and feet, plugging into the earth. Take a nice deep breath in here. And exhale, we can lower down. We can take a cat-cow or lower all the way, chaturanga. You can stretch your legs if you want. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog again. Reverse that push-up. Press it up. Hover the knees. And then go to down dog. Another deep breath here, lengthening the spine. Exhaling everything out. Going to bring that left leg back to the sky. As we inhale, we can open the hip. Exhale, let's bring that left knee towards your left shoulder and come all the way forward to plank. Inhale here. Exhale, stretch the leg back to plank. Inhale, right knee to right shoulder, hips open. Exhale, plank. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So we're using those side obliques again. Hovering in plank, tailbone down. Press into those fingertips. Turn it out. Now just breathe through this. Go as fast as you like. But again, we want to externally rotate, knee towards the shoulder. Use those side obliques. Breathe. A few more. Last one. And stretch. All the way back to downward facing dog. Stretch your shoulders. Press into your fingertips and lift your shoulders up by your ears. Stretch the sides of your body. Inhaling, lengthening onto your tippy toes. Exhale, bend, look forward, walk or float quietly to the top of your mat here. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale and deepen your fold. Root down to your feet as we inhale. Root to rise, reach for the sun. Exhale, arms down by your sides, mountain pose. Again, deep, slow breath in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, we can paint the walls in front of you or open your arms out to the sides. Bow forward. Inhale, lengthening onto your fingertips, nice and long. Look forward. Exhale, deepen your fold. Let's step that right leg back into deep lunge. Big step back, right hand underneath you, left thumb to your hip crease, pull the butt cheek in and back, left arm toward the sky. We're gonna lift our chest up out of the earth, out of our right shoulder. We're gonna sink the hips low though, but lift that back thigh up. Take a deep breath here again, open the chest. Exhale, circle that left arm back and down. Inhale up, exhale back, down, inhale lift. Exhale, follow it with your eyes. Last one. And exhale, we're gonna spin your right heel down, toes out, up to warrior two, Virabhadrasana, to open through the hips. So again, I'm gonna flip myself around so you can see. Stay where you are. Heel to heel aligned. Press into the outer edge of that back foot. Same thing with the front knee, right? You're tracking towards the outer edge of the foot, towards the pinky toe side. Feel the inner thighs stretching away from each other and the outer thighs plugging in to the hip sockets. Deep breaths. Whenever you're ready, inhale, reaching up toward the sky. So we exhale, hands behind the head, interlace the fingers, stretch through the back of the neck and open the chest. So get your elbows out wider. Try to push those elbows back even while keeping your ribs in. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, side obliques. Inhale, lift up slow. Exhale. Inhale, lift up slowly. Exhale. Keep the chest and shoulders wide and broad. Exhale. Inhale, lift up slow. Exhale. Inhale, slow. Exhale. Last one, inhale slowly. Exhale, release the hand. So right arm behind, stretch the left arm up. Keep pressing outer thighs, plugging in inner thighs long. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, bend that left elbow. Right arm can wrap around your back and grab your front thigh, or the right hand can reach for your fingertips and maybe find a bind. Chin in, head back slightly. Belly button toward your spine. Feel that inner thigh. Another deep breath here. Lift the heart. Exhale. We're going to release the arms from here. Sweep that right arm over your head as you inhale. Exhale. We're going to sweep it. Toes in, heels out. Toes in, heels out. Turn your right toes out. Lunge halfway to the other side or all the way down. Lift the toes up. Stretch your left inner thigh here. Press your right arm back. Left arm for the sky. We inhale, open the hip. Exhale, left arm can come behind. You can also wrap your right arm all the way around. Find a bind here if you wish. Inhale, so your right arm is a wrapper, that's a grabber. One more breath. Open the chest, exhale, release from here. Turn your toes in, heels out, so we're still facing the side of our mats here. Stretching long, inhale up on your fingertips again, align your feet so they're across from each other on the same tightrope. And as we exhale, we're gonna walk the arms through the legs, crown of the head towards the earth this time. Deep cleansing breaths here. Like we're gonna try to come onto the top of your head. Now, if you need to fold more from your waist, if you need a little bit more to get towards the ground, you can separate your feet wider apart. If you're already touching the ground, your head's already touching the ground, but your back is rounded, then your feet may need to come closer together so that you can keep your spine long and challenge your hamstrings more. Couple deep breaths here, really pressing into the feet, rooting down to rise up. From there, we inhale up onto your fingertips when you're ready. And as we exhale, press into those feet to rise. You can bend the knees here as much as you need to anytime. And go ahead and turn your left toes forward. Open through those hips again, warrior two. So again, we want to make sure we're tracking towards the pinky toe edges. Wiggle that left foot forward if you need to go deeper. Deep, slow breaths. From there, we're going to stretch the front leg as we inhale into reverse Trikonasana. Lift up. And then as we exhale, we're going to lean, reach forward as we pull the hips in and press them back slightly. And then come into your Trikonasana, Utthita Trikonasana. So remember, it's not about how low you can go here. We don't want to sink down here like this. We want to use your core and lift your heart. So we're really like spreading your whole body wide, leaning back in line with your legs. Another deep breath here. Use your core. Exhale, bend into that front knee. Again, tracking towards the pinky toe edge. Walk or float that left hand, right leg all the way forward and up. So rooting down through your standing leg. Remember, you can bend your left knee or your right knee as much as you need to. Spread the fingers and the toes. Sparkle out through your heart center. See if you can relax your right shoulder too. Align your right shoulder into the socket and open your chest. Another deep breath here. Spread your toes, lift the leg. Exhale again, bend your both knees. Bend both knees, find your back foot when you're ready. And then so as you find your back foot, pull the tailbone down and stretch the top of your thigh, your quadriceps. If and when you feel ready, you can start to kick that foot out into your hand and stretch the bottom leg only as far as feels good to come into your Dhanurasana bow pose. One more breath here. Exhale whenever you're ready. Again, we can step it back into your nice deep lunge. Left leg's going to go up and back. Open hip. Spread the fingers, open the hip. And bend and kick gently. Stretch that left leg out. Bring that left thigh bone forward, foot to the right. Flex your ankle a lot. Come into your pigeon pose. Again, pull that right thigh bone forward, left thigh bone back. So truly square the hips, relax the back foot as we inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, folding forward. Or again, if you need to lay off your knee here, lay on your back. And place your left foot on top of the right into your figure four stretch. So wherever you need to be, go ahead and find that place and rest. Lengthening your spine long. And feel both hips going down away from the shoulders. If you're in pigeon pose, feel that right thigh bone come forward a little bit until the hips are square. Cleansing, nourishing breaths here. Feel free to rest your head onto something again, whether it be your hands or a prop. Try if you can, just let your head rest onto something. And release the weight of your head into the earth or into that object. Releasing your neck and shoulders. Deep, cleansing, nourishing breaths. And coming back to your Ujjai Pranayama. Listening for that oceanic breath. Coming back to your heart and soul. Back to what is truly important, what is truly needed. So right at about the point where it becomes a little bit uncomfortable, that's where we want to really zone in on the breath. Stay with it a little longer. That's when the yoga starts to happen. Whenever you're ready here, we inhale, slowly rising back up. Take your time. And then as we exhale, we're going to spread through the fingers again, press into those fingertips as we step back to downward facing dog and just walk it out there. Feel the difference. Release through that leg. Release through that hip. Another deep breath here, lengthening through both sides. Exhale, we can lower the knees. You can take a cat-cow or slowly lower all the way down. Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, reverse the press up into your push-up. Hover the knees, lift the hips, hover the knees, bend, and then stretch back into your down dog. Stretch it out. Lift the navel to spine. Lift the shoulders up by your ears. Press into your fingertips. And then exhale, let's lower the knees. Slowly sit back into your child's pose here for a moment. Hips back to heels, forehead onto the mat or onto the ground, or hands. Let the weight of your head be heavy into the earth. Breathe into your back body. Feel the breath expand you side to side, front and back, up and down. And then slowly rolling up through your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Keep your eyes closed and your gaze inward as you stack tall. Just take a moment here. Notice what you notice. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to go ahead and find yourself up onto your knees. Feel free if you need some extra padding to put a folded blanket underneath your knees, or you can roll up your mat underneath your knees too. We're going to curl the toes under here to start. And let's go ahead and draw the belly in, the tailbone in, hug the hips in towards your midline, towards your center. And we're going to bring the thumbs towards each other and the forefingers wrapped around your hips. Tailbone down. We're just going to take the right arm up first as we inhale, stretch up, lift through the heart center. As we exhale, so you can arch just the upper back. And then hold it there really strongly. For 3, 2, 1. Slowly coming back up. And release that arm one more time to the other side as we inhale, hugging the hips in, hug the midline, hug your core. You've got a nice strong core, so down, lift the heart. Exhale, arch and just upper back. Strong through your core. Another deep breath until you feel that shaking in your core. Inhale, come back up through center. Exhale. All right, from here, feel free to keep your hands resting here. If some of you can reach and find your heels, you're welcome to. The main thing is to keep your hips lifted and your heart really lifted here as you reach back, okay? Another way to add more support is to come right up against a wall. So imagine there's a wall right in front of me here. And as I reach back to my feet, you're trying to press your pubic bone, you're trying to press your hips to the wall and just arch your upper back. Shoulders down. Roll the shoulders back, lift through the heart center. Deep cleansing breaths here. You can let the head and neck go back or keep the chin in, or just hold the neck strong, gazing up. And one more breath here. Lift through the heart center, lift through your core. As we exhale, we're going to slowly bring the hips back. Slowly, slowly. And then curl in, bring your feet, toes, big toes to touch, knees out. Curl into child's pose when you're ready. Forehead onto the ground. Relax your elbows out to the sides, palms facing up behind you. Deep cleansing breaths into your back body. Feel free here if you like to rock your hips side to side. So shifting your weight from one side to the other, rolling across your forehead. Very slowly. Just feel your whole head mush into the ground. And you're just like this heavy thing rolling side to side. And whenever you're ready again, chin in, rolling up to your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, eyes closed. As you stack tall, lift the heart and observe what you feel as you breathe. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and bring the legs out from underneath you here. And let's bring them all the way forward. A little past your neck here, rocking onto the sits bones, pulling the flesh out from underneath you. It's going to root down. So really important to get your bottom behind you and your butt out from underneath. So we don't want to ever round in that lower back. But pull it out. Lift up through your back here. Lift up through your chest. Pull the toes up and back towards you. Inhale, root down, reach up. And then as we exhale, we can bend the knees here as much as you need to. Listen to your back and your hamstrings. Bow forward, tucking the chin. So we're going to just curl in on ourselves in a way here. Like a turtle coming back into a shell. Take some deep cleansing breaths once again into your back body. Then slowly, slowly, as we're ready, rolling down through your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, keeping your legs and feet on the ground as you roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. Lay back and take a moment here. When you're ready, turn your head slowly side to side, release your neck. Take your fingers here behind your neck here, just massage your neck if you have any residual tension that might be there. Anywhere along your neck or shoulders. And then let's bring your feet hip distance apart, right underneath your knees, toes slightly pointing in towards each other, pressing down into both feet. Inhale, rise up, interlace your fingers behind you, roll the shoulders back in Yoga Mudra underneath your body. And really press into all parts of your feet. Don't worry about lifting your hips high though. Just find a place where we can engage through the glutes, the inner thighs and hamstrings. And breathe into your belly, so deep belly breath. Filling your belly like a big balloon as you inhale. Pressing the belly button out towards the sky. Exhale, drawing your navel towards your spine. In and up. Again, inhaling, filling up your belly. Little pause, and then exhale, draw navel to spine. Keep your connection to the earth through your feet, really pressing down. Again, deep breath in. And deep breath out, slowly sitting on top of your hands, massaging your fingers and your wrists. Take a moment of rest there. We're going to press back into both feet now. Lift the hips once more. Interlace the opposite forefinger and thumb on top. Recurl those shoulders back if you need to. And a couple more deep breaths here. So again, not too high where you're pinching your low back, but strong in your feet. Press into the earth, inhaling. Belly rises, exhaling, navel to spine. Inhaling, belly inflates. A big balloon. Exhaling, navel to spine. One more deep breath. Press into all parts of your feet. Plug in. Exhaling, slowly sit down and massage your fingers. And release your arms out from underneath you. All right, let's bring the soles of the feet together, knees out to the sides and Supta Baddha Konasana. Full breaths here. I'm going to bring, when you're ready, your right knee in towards your chest, keeping the left leg where it was. So keeping that left leg turned out in your Supta Baddha Konasana. Then we're going to bring that right leg over to the left side. So stack your right hip on top of the left. You can extend your right leg out so you can hold your big toe and reach it out. Or you can hold the outer edge of the foot or the calves underneath the calves here. Once you've extended and straightened that leg, press your hips down away from your shoulders as you open that right arm out. Press the hips down away from the shoulders. You should feel a nice stretch go all the way down the outside of your leg. Couple deep breaths. And then let's go ahead from here, bend into that right knee and start to stretch that right leg out and open to the side. Now hold your left knee up. Open to the side here. So we're open in a half happy baby almost. Right leg is straight, left knee is bent. Feel that nice stretch through the inner thighs again. The adductors and the hamstrings. We're going to bend that right knee and bring both feet together in Supta Baddha Konasana here. Feet down on the mat. Keep your right leg where it is. Bring your left knee into chest. And then we're going to go ahead and bring that left hip on top of the right and extend that left leg out. Maybe hold the big toe or again underneath. You can hold the outer edge of the foot too. Once your left hip is all the way on top, start to press your hips down away from your shoulders as you open up your left arm. Turn your gaze, deep, slow breaths here. Long and smooth. And then again, we're going to swing that left leg down and hold the left leg out to the side. So we're going to actually hold onto your ankle or underneath your calves here. Open that left leg to the side. Hold your right knee open to the right side. So we open up through both hips. Stretch the inner thighs and the adductors on the left side. A deep breath. And as we take our next exhale, bend both knees, feet together, knees out one more time in Supta Baddha Konasana. So whenever you're ready, we'll fold the legs up together. Bring your feet about mat distance apart and bring your hands under your low back. Then windshield wipe your knees, release your hands, stretch your hip flexors and quads one more time. And then over to the other side, release. So come back through center again, hands under your low back, wiggle your sits bones apart, make sure that there's a nice space there and a release in your low back as you stretch your legs out in Shavasana. Corpse pose, open the arms down by your sides, palms perhaps facing the sky in a gesture of being open to receive. And then once again, take some nice deep, cleansing, nourishing breaths. We begin to let go of our practice and settle back in to the earth, dropping into the earth and settling into your heart or soul, your breath and spirit, settling back into this oneness with earth and sky, with the elements, with your true being and your true nature. Allowing yourself to settle into this natural state of peace and contentment. That deep knowing and understanding that all is well and everything is on its way. Coming back to this place of remembrance, remembering once again that everything we need we already have. All a matter of choosing to connect, choosing to live from this space of freedom and unconditional love, unconditional freedom that dwells within, this unconditional peace. Let go and let be. Just be. And lying here in stillness, meditation as long as you like. If and when you feel ready, gently awakening the fingertips and toes, take a couple of deep, slow breaths. And perhaps gently stretching your arms overhead behind you and stretching your whole body as you inhale. Melt back into the earth as you exhale. And roll onto your right side into a fetal position, right arm as a pillow underneath your head. Take a few deep, slow breaths here in your fetal position, back to that symbolic rebirth. And remembering where we came, not from a place of lack, but from a place of abundance. and healing and love. And then as we take our next deep exhale, pressing into your left palm to slowly rise, keeping our eyes closed and gaze inward as we find a nice tall and comfortable seat. As resting your hands on your thighs and knees, or you can also rest the palms facing up. A few moments, observe what you feel as you breathe. And slightly sitting back, feel the shoulders stack above the hips, opening the heart space in the chest. When you feel ready, joining the hands together by your heart center in Anjali Mudra or prayer, lifting the heart slightly up to the hands and bowing the head in towards the heart. A couple of deep cleansing and nourishing breaths here once again. Sealing our practice and our intentions with gratitude, and if you'll join me with a round Om. Exhaling slowly and completely out as you're ready. And inhale as you're ready. Humbly to the light and the teacher that dwells within each and every one. Thank you for practicing. Namaste. Thank you, ladies.